Good morning, Ray Hope family. Just wanted to come have a conversation with you today and talk about addiction and what it is to you. How does addiction affect your family? Does it affect your family? Are you an addict? Did you come from parents of an addict? Or do you have a friend that's an addict? Sometimes a hard question. It's not always a happy question to get asked or to have to ask somebody. Being able to admit that we have a issue or a problem is very hard for some folks. A lot of people that are addicted to drugs don't think they have a problem. They think, oh, this ice helps me get through the day, or this pain pill gets me through the day. And they don't see the negative impacts that it's having. Now, mind you, pain pills and, things of that nature for, pain control is one thing. And I'm all about, chronic people that have chronic, health issues, being able to obtain, the narcotics that they need. I'm all for that. I'm also all for, we have a judicial system that claims they want to help the addict, but do they really? It's a very complicated subject, and one that strikes a lot of people in a lot of ways. And a lot of people have misconceptions of why addicts don't get clean. Now, yes, there are some that think, I don't have a problem, I don't need help. Okay? And clearly, you're not going to get sober until you realize you have a problem. That's just facts. But with that being said, do you realize that in the state of North Carolina, there's literally, you can put on your hands and toes the number of detox facilities that we have? That in order for somebody to get help to detox or get into sober living is very hard. I have a lot of addicts that have reached out to me to find beds to get help. And, the first question I get asked by a lot of recovery centers, such as Landmark and others, they have insurance. No, well, we can't help them. And to me, that's why I created Ray of Hope. Because I believe that if somebody is needing help and they have admitted that they need that help and reached out to say, I can't do this alone, that the services should be there, regardless of insurance. That's just like I believe if somebody has needs insulin or needs heart meds or needs cancer medicine, that our healthcare system should provide that. Nobody should go without being able to have what they need to live. Medication, period. And what bothers me the most is when you go to the leaders in our counties, in our cities, and say, what is your plan? You're handing out free needles at the free needle exchanges. You're handing out free Narcan. And Narcan, if you do not know or are not aware, it costs $300. And Narcan can only bring somebody back a few times. Like, eventually, you get immune to it. So Narcan is extremely expensive. The needles, we don't even give free needles hardly to diabetics. And I'm glad that they have those things there, so people aren't passing on hepatitis, AIDS, things to that nature. Yes, I am thankful that the free needle exchange is there, and I'm thankful that they do give out Narcan. But my question is, why don't we have detox centers in every county? Now think about it. And the jail, and the jail cell and the jailhouse is no place to detox. Okay? Now listen to me to why I say the jail is not a detox place. I know of at least 9 deaths that happened last year in Gaston County due to detox-related issues. Even if you go into the jail in Gastonia or Cleveland County or any other counties, if you're on Suboxone or Subutex or on a maintenance med, they make you quit cold turkey. For those of you that do not know, detoxing off of Suboxone or Subutex is worse than detoxing off of heroin. And it's not recommended by doctors to even quit cold turkey. Suboxone, for those of you that do not know, is the one medication that literally cannot kill you. It has naloxone in it, which prevents you from getting high. Now, to obtain that medication, if you don't have insurance, is very expensive. There's a few places that you can go online, telehealth. If anybody wants to get on Suboxone that doesn't need inpatient or things of that nature, reach out to me. I have a lady, Nikki. She also works in the recovery field, that has a link to where you can get your first doctor's visit at half off, and they will help you get set up with a pharmacy and all that nature. So if anybody needs help with that, please reach out. I will help you, get the treatment, there if you need that. But back on the subject of why there are no detox facilities here in North Carolina that are accessible. We have come to a point in our society and as a nation that we have an epidemic. A methamphetamine epidemic, a fentanyl epidemic, and it's recognized by local leaders across the board. But what is not recognized across the board is we're not doing anything to solve the problem. We're enabling the problem, but there are no facilities that truly actually will take in a patient that has no insurance to help them detox. And even with Medicaid, it is very hard to get into a detox facility. So with that being said, as a taxpayer in North Carolina, I don't know about other states, but I can look that up. You as a taxpayer pay $40,000 per inmate per year to be housed in the jail. Now, most people that go to jail need to be there. But the people that are committing dope fiend larcenies, getting, paraphernalia charges, getting busted with Xanaxes, or getting busted with Adderall, or getting busted with this or that, it's a revolving door. If you look up your local jail, if you pay attention to it, you will see there's a lot of frequent flyers. And most of the time, it's people that have stolen, or they, got charged with whatever it may be, their DOC, drug of choice. Why aren't we offering a solution? And probation's not a solution. Probation is another setup for failure and a money racket. Yes, you can get court ordered all the time to go to mental health counseling, go do this or go do that, go get a drug assessment. Okay, them drug assessments cost $250. Most addicts don't have that. And I get it. Yes, they needed to do it. But just think if the availability for mental health and addiction help was there with no red tape. You were accepted. You could walk up to a door and say, look, I need help detoxing. I can't do this by myself. Can you help me? And we open a door and say, you're welcome, come in. And start that journey for their healing journey. And be able to provide, the adequate care and, to help get them on the right track. That's something that I believe wholeheartedly in. I believe that if somebody is asking for help, we as humans, as citizens, we need to quit wasting money on putting people in jail for 90-day terms, a year term. Yes, They'll sit in there, and yes, certain jails do have programs, do not get me wrong, but is it in every jail and prison? No. And you have to be chosen for a lot of those programs. You know, I believe, in my vision for Ray of Hope, is to have a detox facility in every county. And that if somebody walks up to a police officer, a judge, a social worker, whomever, and says, look, I need to get clean, there's no repercussions. Let's go. Let's get you help. And if that stigma that is there was gotten rid of and people could actually get help, could you imagine how much less our jail cells would be crowded? Just think about that for a minute. And how much money us as taxpayers, we already pay the money to the state. And a lot of these people that are reoffenders are addicts, clogging up the judicial system. It's a revolving door of money, if you think about it, because every time somebody goes into jail, they got to pay a bond to get out, or they sit there. And you, the taxpayer, is going to pay for that person to sit there regardless. Wouldn't you want them to get the help that they need, or at least plant that seed? And, you know, God has laid it on my heart. I've had Ray of Hope for about 2 or 3 years. I just created the YouTube page, and I'm getting over my fear of talking to a screen. And, you know, I want to help the next person. God has led me to this. And I believe wholeheartedly that if we come together, we can make this change. I know we can. And I just pray, if you've never had to deal with addiction or had a family member deal with addiction, I pray that you never have to go through it. Because it's not something that is fun at all. And for the naysayers out there, I encourage you to look at the statistics. Look up what you pay in your state for an inmate. I want people to better themselves. I want them to not be a product of the system. I want them to not be a product of, stealing, thieving, getting high every day, blah, blah, blah. I want them to come out and be able to provide for their family. And a lot of people that are addicts have mental health issues that have been undiagnosed for years. And just imagine if we had mental health professionals along with addiction counselors and peer support specialists that were in a center that was there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where you could get help. You can't get help at the local hospitals anymore. Phoenix and Gastonia is not really helping much. Yes, they have the group chats where you can go to group or whatnot, but they're even having trouble getting beds for people to detox. They're turning people away. Yes, there is Daymark in Statesville. I think that is a week. Correct me if I'm wrong. I may be wrong that they only provide a week. But you can go to Daymark in Statesville, and that's a week that you can stay to detox. But a lot of people need more than just a week. They need 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And I'm asking that with Ray of Hope that, legislation or bills get put into place where each county has to have the ability to provide at least 2 weeks of detox care and mental health counseling and addiction help along the way. And I think as a county and as a citizen of this state and this great place we call United States of America, that it's not too much to ask for. We're burying people at an iconic rate due to fentanyl overdoses. We've got to figure out a better way. I encourage you to call your local senators, your local jails, and advocate for this. I ask you the next time you see somebody in uniform or anybody that has the power to make this happen, talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's get this changed. And let's make for a better tomorrow and a better world for us all to live in. I know I kind of rambled everywhere with this one, but I hope each and every one of you have an amazing day and know that you're loved. Peace out.